you know, if you gamble with life, you can lose it. Gotta grow, 'cause your life is a gift, don't abuse it. And you know, if you gamble with life, you can lose it. Gotta grow, 'cause your life is a gift, don't abuse it. Oh, never try marijuana, don't try it at all. It's a lie, it's like beating your head on a wall. Say no way, marijuana's a fast way to fall. You will pay, 'cause it's doing you no good at all. And you know, if you gamble with life, you can lose it. Gotta grow, 'cause your life is a gift, don't abuse it. And you know, if you gamble with life, you can lose it. Gotta grow, 'cause your life is a gift, don't abuse it. A lot of people think that marijuana isn't dangerous, but they're wrong. Because not only does it harm a person's body and mind, but it often leads users to try other, even more dangerous drugs. And you know, if you gamble with life, you can lose it. Gotta grow, 'cause your life is a gift, don't abuse it. And you know, if you gamble with life, you can lose it. Gotta grow, 'cause your life is a gift, don't abuse it. Oh,
I will always do McGruff for Grampy Lobster. Okay, there you have it. Okay, really, hi everybody. Happy meandering Monday. Monday. I don't think I've ever done a Monday stream. I don't think I ever have. Boy, times are just weird, huh? Have been for a couple years now. Good solid 3 years. Fuck. Yeah. So anyway, welcome you guys. Thank you for showing up. Jonathan is over in there. He's working, training, and just saying hi, Prairie Queen. Hi, Prairie Queen. Sweetie Petey. You're gonna be heading back to work. Thanks for listening. Don't get caught. Okay. Oh, who's gonna catch you? You're in your little post office. There. Okay, Jonathan. You ready? To Mrs. Jonathan. Renee, Mrs. Jonathan, you ready? This is your birthday song. It isn't very long. Okay, there you have it. Did anybody watch the Oscars last night? Did anybody? I didn't. But I caught little snippets and stuff because I know what was going to sweep it. But did any of you watch Everything Everywhere All at Once? After I watched that, holy shit, I felt a little schizophrenic. But I fucking loved that movie. It was ingenious, an absolutely ingenious movie. And there is one scene, about maybe 3/4 of the way through, one scene that made me laugh my ass off like a 12-year-old. And it was a scene, a sort of a gang fight, and everybody was wearing, I don't know if I can say this, everybody was wearing butt plugs. Yeah, because you had to to get your powers, you had to do something obtuse or something weird, you know. So okay, anyway, yay, that's all I know about it. And all the losers in the past won. last from and then there was the royal getting ready for the coronation. My word, I watched the whole damn thing this morning. The I I love all the royal family shit. I love the s ancientness of it. Is that a word? And the glitz and the glory and the soldiers. Oh, lordy, do you know Captain Johnny Thompson? Fuck. Boy, looking at that fellow, Queen's Guard, okay? Looking at that fellow makes me want to, tell my lady hormones to come back in the U-Haul, and, for Johnny Thompson. The okay, so, um, okay, wait a minute. Prairie Queen said what's the name of the movie? Uh, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Jamie Lee Curtis won an Oscar for you should oh god, Jamie Lee Curtis, the part that she played, the movie is totally weird, completely weird. C Like I said, it can make you schizophrenic. So brilliant, so brilliant. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Where'd I watch it? Where'd I watch it? I think I watched it on Hulu. And I never would have paid it any attention had my daughter not said, "Mom, you're on my Hulu account. You need to watch this movie." I said, Okay." My kids have pretty good taste, so I went over and watched it, and holy fuck, you guys. Yeah, Prairie Queen, it'll make you a little nuts because it's so off the wall. Okay, I have people in the green room they've probably eaten all the snacks. Probably smoked all the grass, done all the lines, everything's got them down to 1 viewer. Everybody left. Everybody's gonna go looking for, Everything Everywhere All at Once because it's brilliant. So, you guys, firstly I will welcome my first, okay, we're having, like, dual co-hosts. The the 2 of my favorite folks. Okay. Hi, Chris.
Hey,
How
hi,
you
Robin. How you doing? I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good too. So you and I had sort of had a show planned for yesterday. However, you said, "Can we make it later?" Because I like noontime because I'm get up early. And you said, "Can we make it a little later?" Because I get off work at blah blah blah. I
Mm,
said, "Sure." And then you said, "Well, I volunteered to work longer.
yeah.
Can we make it later?" I said, "Sure." And then I started thinking about it. Like, oh, I'll be ready to get snug into bed with my heating pad by that time almost. So we rescheduled it. But I do want to point out that you're a working man. You have a job. And on that note, I'm going to bring on our second co-host, Mario Heat. Oh, wait, he's looking away. Are you okay? He's looking at the camera. I can bring. He's doing this on his job, you guys. Shh. Hi, Mario.
Yeah, it's one of the problems when you have a job, you kind of have to do it.
What?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it
Uh,
is very crazy. I'm one of
I
those weirdos that has a
Well,
job.
this is Black Mirror bullshit here.
yeah, Chris is a weirdo that has a job too. And the what happens when you have a job? You get to eat.
Yeah, and you get to do a lot of things.
Yeah,
It's
you get to have
crazy.
a roof over your head, and you can afford to have your hot water turned on so you can have a shower and shit.
I would imagine you would get to keep your children too if you had some.
Mhm.
Sure. You can do all those things with the job. Jobs are magical.
Yeah,
It
real
is like
mystery.
magic. You just go out and just do some stuff for somebody else, come home and enjoy yourself in your own space, and then at the end of the week or twice a month or whatever, you get money. You get money,
Yeah,
and
no, don't get me wrong. There's certain things wrong with our current capitalist system.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah, we could make a long list.
Like the Silicon Valley Bank. You guys
Oh,
keeping up with that?
oh, lordy, is that just and that's gonna get bigger and bigger,
Well, not only
because
that, but it's a warning for all the other banks, right? Like this shit can happen in any second, so gotta
yeah,
be careful.
tighten down your ship.
Yep.
Yeah, and there were a lot of people who were saying, "Well, it doesn't affect me because I'm not a big venture capitalist." Blah, blah.
Mm,
No, it's going to affect all the way down the food chain.
Can we get
absolutely.
a TL? Can we get a TLDR here? Because I don't know, because you know what you're talking about. I don't follow
So
the news.
basically, no, that's fine.
I
So
don't know that much about it either.
The Silicon Valley Bank told their investors, "Hey, we kind of need a loan or something because we're short on cash." And people were like, "Wait, what?"
Oh
So
no.
they went to the bank and pulled out all of their cash, and now the Fed has had to stop them, had to get in the middle of it, and then stop the fucking bank. And now people are worried if they're gonna get their cash back or not. A lot of these investments are not gonna get their money, or they might. Who knows? People
Yeah,
are just panic cashing out.
It
yeah,
sounds
and
like a
it all
mess.
depends on how bold you have been with what to do with your 401k. Because when you have a 401k, you get to choose what you want to do with that money. You can either leave it alone and just leave it in a plain old lazy money market, which is the safest, safest really. But,
And usually, Robin, that decision is done. You take your time, you think about it, and it's not in the last 48 hours. Speaking of everyone, everywhere, all at once, right? Taking all their
yeah,
money, and so that's the problem because now how is the bank going to give cash that they don't have,
Right.
that
because
only exists in
they're in
theory?
that business. They're in the business of lending money to make money. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and if they're out of money,
And
woo,
that's one problem we have, that a lot of our money, like you look at your account, a lot of it is not real, it's not tangible, it's not,
it,
sure, we have a job, we pay our bills and stuff, but the day might come where this affect all of us. So my recommendation is go online and just beg for food.
That is sound financial advice.
Very
sound.
sound.
Hey,
Just
you know
keep
what?
begging.
Shanny and Rev were way ahead of us in this. You
They're
know,
Trendsetters,
they
I suppose.
trendsetters. They had the idea
yeah.
way before they needed to. So now we're looking at them going, "Dang, I wish I knew what they knew all the all those years ago." Yeah.
Yeah,
Online stuff.
right.
They're going to offer online seminars. Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. So Chris, regarding that uptick in your viewers and subscribers and stuff, did you see G-Man's thing regard about you?
No, he reached out to me over on a comment section. But that's the only interaction I've really had with G-Man in really years.
Yeah, he'd probably love to have you on his stream if you'd be willing. Yeah, G-Man, I'm not saying bossing you around, but yeah, and he said, "Now this is a man. This is a man who has a job, So he had nothing but praise for you and props for you, and so that got some people's attention, so that they went looking for you.
There's my thumb. There it is.
Yeah, there's Chris's mighty thumb. Yeah. So anyway, the latest is okay. The mammogram. That and I said this backstage. I don't think it happened. I don't think she even went for the first one because Jason said, "Oh yeah, you came out of there and your face was all red," and she had said that she couldn't stand there uh, without hurting. She couldn't stand there for the mammogram. Well, that is bullshit, lady buns. You can sit down and have a mammogram. How do you think they do uh, paraplegic people, lady people, that can't stand up? They're in a wheelchair. They have seated mammograms, Shanny Buns. Um, so it was a lie. I don't think she even went to the first one. But they do ask for money for Uber and transportation and medicine and stuff, and she never goes. It's just such bullshit. I'm surprised their run has gone this long, and I'm wondering, where's the stopping point? What are your
I have a
eyebrows doing?
feeling.
I don't know. I was confused. Sorry.
Well,
What,
I was just
Mario?
gonna say I have a feeling that some people are just giving them money just to keep it going.
To keep the circus
I've,
going. Well,
I've heard
Yeah.
that. I've heard that theory. I've heard that theory.
I just don't think there's someone there that legit. Because if I was actually legit helping someone, I would have a private conversation with them, like, "Hey, listen, I'm willing to do it, but you have to show me proof, right? I need to see your Uber receipts. I have to see a letter from the doctor, right? Just tell them that I'm your, I don't know, your sponsor or something, and I want to even talk to the doctor, right? I wouldn't go online and dox you or anything, but I need to know that this is for real, and then no problem, I'll pay for it. That would
um,
have happened.
I think there have been many, many big-hearted people who have approached it like that, privately, and those are the people who get blocked because they're merely asking for accountability and some proof. So, Mario, I think there are people out there, with some smarts and some discretion. They've done that, and and I think that that's also part of why Shani said, "I never can keep friends." She had that whole thing about, and that was just because they asked for more money from a lady who gave him $50.
Yeah, no, at that point, like I said, if we're talking about this super quick on the backstage, but if this is an issue, cancer is very serious. So I had one of my ex-girlfriends had actually cancer, so I went through that whole process. First,
Oh,
the first thing was just finding out.
Mhm.
Finding out about it was the hardest part because you're with someone that has been told like, hey, yeah, you better get that checked. So as soon
uh,
as the lump was getting, big enough to notice, hey, this is wrong. This is not natural. She went to the doctor. Doctor booked her. And now, mind you, I live in Canada, so our processes. A lot of people complain, right? It takes forever. My experience was different. I think it was great. Everything that happened here with her, long term, what could have been a I don't know $3 or whatever $1 million bill was nothing, and she's
yeah.
still cancer free right now. But that's on the side. My point is,
Well, let's
she went to her
celebrate her. Yeah.
appointment. She went to her appointment super and was following up like, doctor, I need to know. I'm worried. I'm stressed. And then so finally she got the results, and it's not the mammogram. It's the other thing that they do, the
It's
biopsy.
the biopsy. Yeah,
Yeah,
because number one, if there's something, a simple X-ray or an MRI will
it's
not
not
tell
gonna
you
tell you
it's
shit.
cancer.
Or
You
they
have to
they
have
also did what's the one for the sound, an ultrasound.
an
And so my
ultrasound.
my point is there is a process to this that I'm not seeing with Shani. And again, sure, our healthcare systems are different, but the methodology is still the same. I haven't heard her say anything in all these years. And mind you, I don't really keep track, but I've never heard anything about a biopsy. Have you?
No, no, no,
Nothing. And that's a
no.
very
She
important
keeps
step because that tells you if you have the
if
cancer
it,
cells or not.
yeah, because there's no way to detect cancer unless
No.
you examine tissue.
Mhm.
And
And
then
so
what kind of cancer it is, because there are, up to 100 different kinds of
not
cancer
only that, but what stage is it in? So if she had it the
stages.
long time ago when she claimed she had it, it would have been really bad by now. And you
Yeah,
would be able to tell if it's metastasized, which,
yeah,
no
yeah.
offense, but her weight and everything does not illustrate a metastasis. So,
I know you'll get lumps under your arms. It'll go to your lymph system, and the lymph is all over the body. Everywhere you have skin, you have lymph nodes, and that's where it'll pop up. You'll get
absolutely.
visible lumpy things.
And so this
Um,
whole story too, like, oh, they cancel it now. Bullshit. Cancer anything,
don't do
always
that.
takes priority.
You get
Mm-hmm.
on with it, and once they have a suspicion, you are automatically placed in the cancer treatment machine, and it is a machine. It's very well coordinated. They'll tell you exactly what to do, when to do it, show up here, do this, go to this lab, and it's not real.
And if
What?
in Canada, this thing that I experienced took, by the time she was in chemo, it was not even a month after. Well, I'm exaggerating. At maybe at most 3 months before she was already in chemo after the she was told everything, after the confirmation and everything. And not only that, but before chemo, she had a surgery to remove part of the tumor.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
this is in Canada, right? So I can, in the States, it should have been faster. She would have known by now. She would have been in the process of taking care of it, right?
Yeah, because there is an urgency, folks. There
Now,
is
what
an
I think is
urgency.
happening here is sure, she got a mammogram or anything. Maybe she even got the biopsy telling her, no, this is nothing. Maybe it's just a lump, but no, she doesn't want to either believe it because it doesn't satisfy her narrative that she has right now, that everything is against her and she's the victim and she needs money. And so now she's gonna blame the doctors and the system, and then they're gonna blame somehow Biden, and they're gonna say that if Trump was there, you know what I
Oh,
mean? Like,
oh, and uh, okay, number one, she would have if she had really gone for a mammogram or a biopsy, even, she would have stories of being raped by an orderly.
oh, absolutely.
And Jason would be reporting on that. She was stripped naked in the broom closet and was raped by, hey, maybe a gang of orderlies, you know, nurses,
Well, you would
assistants.
need the entire hospital to just get her to sit up. So, but there you go. Good luck.
Oh, God, Jesus Christ. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sitting down is no problem. You just tap her and she'll fall over. Uh,
Oh boy.
Perhaps, and the seismic activity would show up in California.
The whole world will be off axis, my friends.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. So here's a
And I
cautionary
mean,
tale. What?
sorry, before I forget,
Go
I
ahead.
guess this is a question to Chris. So, Chris, let's just say it was you instead of Rev right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say, you have to ask for money, you have to do these things,
Oh,
right?
shit.
Whatever. Wouldn't you show some sort of proof stating, hey, guys, yeah, I was there.
Mm-hmm.
Doctors talked to me. I know it's cancer. I
Mm-hmm.
need help. Wouldn't you at least do that? Because
Sure.
it's urgent, right? Like it's a serious thing.
Sure.
Well, and two, you're asking this question of a man who doesn't lie in our experience. This man doesn't lie. So he would not make shit up to support Shanny's narrative. He would tell you the real shit.
Mm-hmm.
And if she didn't go, or if she, wimped out or lied, I think Chris would say, nah, that shit's not true.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. Gotta hold people accountable. Just gotta hold people accountable.
Yeah, a difference in, what? It's a difference in the way people live their lives. Here's this big difference in Chris, and now, boy, Jason is a perfect patsy. Chris wasn't a patsy. Chris wasn't a good victim. Chris decided to say nope, and he left. But boy, Jason is a perfect foil.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't have asked. If there is a Jesus that's blessing her, Jesus blessed her with Jason.
Yeah. Initially, at
So,
first.
are you
Initially.
sure that would be
Anyways.
a Jesus blessing, though?
I don't know I don't believe in any of those sky fairies, but if Shanny for Christ, you know, And
You know what? It's just Jason. So that was my second point to that is that's why probably Chris is not there begging on the internet and it's here right now because I don't think Shani has Rev sort of in a hostage situation, right? No matter where you look at it
of
from.
course, Stockholm syndrome. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Rev is too scared and too useless to go out there and fend for his own. So this is it. This is what he has.
Forever until he dies.
Yeah.
Because and
Or she dies.
from your lips. Yeah. But I don't know if Jason would know what to do because Shanny guides his every breath.
Well, I think that's why G-Man, and I'm not a fan of G-Man. He's
Oh, I love G-Man. Yeah, I used to make
I
fun of him.
don't, but whatever. Point is, I think that's what G-Man is maybe trying to do to maybe try to like he knows that deep down Rev is listening. He's
Mhm.
forced to go and defend Shani and say, G-Man, you're an idiot or whatever.
Mhm.
But deep down he's listening. So when there's an out, G-Man will probably help him. Or who do you think is going to reach out to G-Man? Rev, right away.
Yeah, well, G-Man has stated very clearly that, Jason, if you want a leg up, if you want me to really help you, you got to ditch that bitch.
Best decision you'll ever make.
And
Best decision you'll ever make.
he's offered over and over. He's said it several different ways, but Jason is so scared.
Mhm.
And you know, I've never encountered anyone as ill-equipped to deal with life as Jason.
Mhm.
Oh, I have many and worse.
Have you to that
Oh yeah,
degree? You have?
worse. But
wow.
the one difference is these people are still lucky to this day to still have money and help from their parents. But if
Oh,
you put them out there,
okay. The
if
kids
you
with
put them out there on
parents.
their own, forget it. And I have met people that somehow life had to make them, realize that that wasn't going to be there forever. And I'm not saying they're not successful, but they're just as useless as Rev, and they ended up in very bad situations, either
Uh,
drug addicts or homeless or beg or some of them going from woman to woman and tricking them and stuff until the woman had enough, kicked them out, and then now they go to the next one because they can't fend up for themselves.
Mhm.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm sure I know people like that.
And the other difference is these guys are Spanish dudes that happen to have some sort of good looks to them, and they're able to trick women. Problem is, Rev doesn't even have that going on for him.
He doesn't even, the dark Latino smoldering lover. He doesn't have any of that shit.
Yeah, no, Rev has baby carrot, and that's what he has.
I know, and he embraces that. He's done whole streams about people talking about his baby carrot, and he just goes to great lengths to tell everybody, "No, at night I can wiggle it." Well,
Which,
I
hey,
know.
you know what? From what I've heard, that ultimately doesn't really matter if you know what you're doing. But I don't know what else he has. Like, what kind of charm? What kind of nothing? Nothing. It's just
Yeah,
the guy it smells like what? What is it? G-Man said fungus feet.
Oh no.
fungus. Oh, okay. And
That's
I
rough.
think I said this on my last podcast. The best line ever on the internet was G-Man describing encountering their smell. He says, all you got to do is go up and smell the front door.
Yeah, that is horrendous.
Is that the worst? I can't imagine what he
Yeah,
means. Yeah, because the entire property smells like their stank, their unwashed. And I got okay. Women's issues are way more worse than men's. Okay, I've encountered many women have encountered the ball stank. When you're down there, and the
the
guy,
taint smell.
the guy wipes from back to front. Big mistake, dudes. Wipes, you know. But that's and maybe if you're not circumcised, there's this smegma cheesy issue.
Oh,
Okay. Boy, I'm really blabbing. Uh, but
But
anyway,
listen, Robin, this is a
wait,
good
wait,
segue
well, let me
to.
finish.
Oh
Let
yeah,
me
yeah.
finish.
Go ahead.
Women are way worse. We smell like an abandoned wharf in an in an old bay that's no longer a port. You know, there is this rotten. Women are way worse. So the unbathed shanty, has permeated like the walls. Probably they're gonna have to do like a hazmat mold treatment to that house with
Here's what I would
bleach.
do.
Okay.
If I was the United States Army right now, I would recruit Rev. No, hold on. I would recruit Rev. Because if there is a biological or a chemical war coming, Rev is prepared for. He doesn't even need a gas mask. If this guy
He's
can sit
already
next
used
to
to it.
Shani 24/7 and not even blink, this guy is immune to anything.
Anything. He's like like a national weapon, a secret.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, a toxic survivor.
You could send him into Chernobyl and he could clean the whole place by himself. Well, no, because he doesn't work. He's too lazy.
Oh yeah, he couldn't even handle a broom and a dustpan
No,
because
of course not. Folks, help me return to the States. I'm in Chernobyl. Can't do this anymore.
send money for medicine.
They didn't give me enough Delta 8.
Oh God. Okay, here. God. Okay, here's another thing. Regarding that Delta 8 stuff. Okay. And I
I
am
don't know anything about that.
puff, puff. I know, Chris.
I don't know anything about that.
I know, me neither.
Is it an intervention? I didn't sign up for an intervention today.
Okay. Oh, I thought that was in the fine print.
Oh, damn it. I need to
When
start
I had
reading that more
just
often.
signed back. Yeah, but okay, the Delta 8. G-Man once bought them what, $300 worth of cartridges? Delta
Yeah,
8.
Jim is an idiot too. Like, holy fuck, why did you
Well,
do that?
he has been, but he's stonewalling him now, though. I love him for that. I didn't like him. I made fun of him up until the time he said, "Wait a minute," and then he flipped. But anyway, regarding that Delta 8, okay, it is CBD.
Mhm.
It has no active marijuana ingredients. None of the good stuff. Okay, it's only CBD. But she gets high. I don't even understand that because okay, I am speaking from my position. I have been ahead since I was 30 years old, 30, 40, 50, 60. I've smoked grass for 40 years, 30 years, 35 years, all those years. CBD's nothing. It's a pain reliever. It's a mood dampener a little bit, depending on how you think it's gonna serve you. If you think it's gonna do something, it's gonna do something. The mind-body connection is, profound. I do not understand how she can get a haul of the CBD and suddenly be happy, sappy, pleasant, witty, alluring, all that stuff she's doing. I don't get that. And yet they ask for, can you send us $30? Can you send us $30? Shani needs her medicine. But it's all so fake. It's all just, anything they have to say to get money, they're going to say.
Hey,
You
just $30 a day, and you give her medicine for life.
$30 a
Just
day.
a low
Yeah.
price of $30. Just a low price of $30 a day.
For the it's like Earl Scheib and his
Steal.
dog
It's a
Spot. I'll paint your car for $29.95.
steal. That's a good deal. I wouldn't pay 30 for that, but $29.95 is a good deal.
Yeah, I know that that makes a big difference. Those
Yeah, that
extra
5 cents. I could, I don't know what I do with it, but hey, I'd have extra 5 cents. That's value.
Well, not only that, but I think it's at this point it's just a placebo, right? Like they have nothing else going, and this is just their way to like feel better, even if they're physically not feeling better. You know what I mean?
Sure.
yeah, and like I said, the mind is really powerful. If you think something's gonna work, it's gonna work.
Well, Chris, when you were back in the day, is this something that she did?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff is carried over from there. I mean, it's a lot worse than it ever was. But
did you notice some sort of change where you were like, okay, fine, if she gets her dosage of CBD or Delta 8 or whatever.
At that point it wasn't Delta 8. That we weren't doing Delta 8. Delta 8's relatively new anyways.
Yeah, you're right. But sorry, so
Yeah.
then I guess the
Yeah, so
question
you
is,
guys
whenever she
probably
did,
smoked
yeah.
grass or
we
something.
smoked grass back in the day, yes.
But did that
Yeah.
actually change her, or like for the better, at least for like the 20 minutes she was high on it, or?
It was I mean, her
Well, he
mood would be
was
better, but
doing
that's
it
about
too.
it. Well, fair enough. Yeah, there's that aspect of it. But like
You
it would
both had a
make her
good
feel
time on it.
better. She'd feel better, but it wouldn't really bring any other changes or anything else of that nature.
Yeah, Shanny was different with Chris. She was only mildly disgusting and degenerate. But
True.
Shanny wasn't like she is now when she was with Chris. It was, God, Chris, thank goodness you got out when you did it. Got married in jeans, but then went to your divorce in a suit.
I sure shit did. Sure shit did.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
you
the
were.
way to go. Yeah,
I showed
absolutely.
up. I showed up in a
Yeah.
suit.
Yeah,
No, that's
you were
great.
married for how long?
I think 6.5 years.
6.5 years. Yeah, and maybe sometime we'll talk privately about perhaps any knowledge you have of the children's welfare. You were their dad
Mhm.
before.
For
The
sure,
only
what? Oh, show was.
the only one they really knew, this decent man. I'm sure. Okay.
Well, Chris, and again, if it's getting too personal, especially in a public platform, just stop me. I don't care. But I was gonna ask, like,
I've whatever. At this point in my game, at this point in the game, like I have no. It's not something I like actively like to talk about. I don't go on my own channel to talk about it. But if I'm somewhere else and they bring a question, it's not an issue. Not.
well, the only thing I was gonna
And besides,
ask
your
is,
questions are relatively mild and seem to be more of actual wanting to know. I get a lot of weird off the ball questions I don't
Oh.
answer. So at least yours are a little bit more like, actual trying to figure stuff out, not like crude or disgusting questions. So I'll give you
no,
that.
I don't think there's a point to that now. But what I was gonna ask you is if there's still part of you that is like, worried about those kids, or are you like, you know what, they're in a better place, right?
Oh, they're definitely in a better place. Like, I mean, honestly, that's why I kept involved in it like I did, even just in the past couple of years, was just because the boys were involved with her. And that's the reason I watched any of the, commentary on her stuff was just on that regard. So as soon as they were taken, it's like, okay, well, my job's done. So I'm glad they're in a better place.
Yeah, you don't have to be so concerned about their care or welfare.
Nope.
Well, Shani isn't either, but
Fair.
let alone Rev.
From the get-go.
Sure.
Yeah, but Chris, I am certain that as these young men grow
They'll
into
probably come to you.
men, I think they will, if not that, they will always hold you in a special place in their hearts because you were the stalwart, you were the only solid that they had. And I'm sure, they'll, if not publicly, they'll do it silently. They'll pay you tribute. Bless your heart.
Yeah,
I really hope that when that happens, we're not still on YouTube talking about Shani and Rev.
that would be ideal.
Please.
That would be nice.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, and the older one, of course they have access to the internet, and boy, I didn't have such a happy, sappy childhood, and I'm just wondering if when these kids see, or the older one sees his mom talk about, I just wonder how he deals with it.
I don't know.
You will hope they have the resources to separate it and say, hey, you know what? That's my parents. That's not me. I can be better.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I made that determination when I got growed. I wasn't going to be the kind of mom I had, and I who oddly enough turned out to be the best grandmother any kid could ever have. But I was determined to be different. So maybe, boy, generation after
Except you
generation.
turned into a drug addict, Robin.
Oh, well, that's true. That's true. But hey, cut me some slack, dude.
No, I'm kidding. But I think this is a good segue to, sometimes what if these kids were to go on Google and search, who is Shani for Christ?
Yeah, it's going to be.
Where would they find this?
Oh, there are pages and pages and pages of Google dealing with Shani for Christ.
Articles and.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but specifically I'm talking about Quora, where you can find many answers to many questions.
I'm sorry. I'm a dumbhead.
I'm going to look into that now. I'm going to see this.
I
downloaded the Quora
didn't
app.
get it. Okay, here's our next segment, you guys. Okay, regarding the Quora forum. Okay, when I first heard about Quora, I had an internet acquaintance that said, who always said she was a writer, and she writes, she covers dog shows and stuff.
Dog shows.
Really? Yeah. And she said, I found out that she wrote for Quora, and when I clicked on Quora, and when you click on it, you are offered, you can become a Quora, what do you call it, associate, and you can post questions, you can post answers on Quora forum. Okay, it's
which is not so different from Yahoo Answers.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, there's that too. Oh, okay, but I get like a feed in my email about.
Yeah, absolutely, because they sign you up. These fuckers sign you up without your consent.
I know, and they track you everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but but you get paid if you become a Quora associate or whatever they call it. You get
that I didn't know.
A little pittance for posing a question, and you get, I think, a little more for posting an answer. So my friend, no, she wasn't a friend. She was one of those one-upper people. I've blocked her, but she said she was a writer, and then I found out the only thing she wrote was on Quora. And she
was lying.
I've seen her name. You're not a writer because you belong to Quora forum. Okay,
Robin, we live in an day and age where a lot of people on Instagram have a cool
Oh,
camera that they back in the day it
TikTok.
was only available for like professional photographers, producers, etc.
Yeah,
And
oh, I
now
know.
any jabroni can go to online and buy a Nikon or whatever, and then poof, call themselves a photographer,
Yeah, oh, I know.
a
Yeah, yeah.
director of photography, filmographer. There's so many people online that are like, "Hey, I'm a dance choreographer," and then you start when you start digging in, like, "No, you're not. I mean, you were
No,
good when
you're
you were,
not.
but you start collaborating, taking cool pictures, and now all of a sudden you're a subject matter expert in dancing. No, fuck off."
Oh, I know. And then start in the old days, pe- you had credentials, and then if you ask them about credentials, they say, "This is that was then. This is now." Boomer,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
kind of.
exactly. And before they were like, "Here are my credentials. I have credits in this, that, and the other. I work
Yeah.
here, there, and here, and then this is something I produce, or blah blah blah." Which it still happens today, but for more serious things. But anyone, how many people are photographers, influencers, fit
Oh
influencers?
God.
Like, oh, you go to the gym and you're fit. Okay, like, no, don't get me wrong, that's good, but it's not like something that I need guidance for. Like, fuck,
Oh, I know.
anyone can do it.
Anyone can do it, and you can get the 12 filter things for your camera and look like Barbie when you really look like Shanny. Um, yeah, yeah. Okay, so anybody who might still be listening, I don't know if we have any listeners. Okay, who do we have watching? We have a few people watching. Hi, Sid Vitch. Sid Vitch.
Quality over
Hey,
quantity.
quality. Okay, we have 7 people watching. Okay, so anyway,
But yeah, back to your Quora
the,
nonsense.
the Quora nonsense. Okay, here's an example of what I have seen on Quora, and I've gotten email alerts. Okay, here is the question from Ariana Grace. I just found out that my uncle is also my dad's brother. What
Oh
will this
shit!
do? What will this do to our family dynamic? You guys, this is the level of intelligence on
This
Quora.
is serious stuff. Wait, so say that again. The fun, the
I
uncle.
I just found out that my uncle is also my dad's brother
So this guy is not only the uncle. This motherfucker has been hiding for like God knows how many years.
from
That
everybody
he
in the family.
that he happens to share the same mom
Yeah,
as his dad.
apparently, you know, and Ariana Grace, who asked this question, her byline is "Daughter of Zeus, demigod at camp, half blood, Raina's bestie,"
Does that mean
and
Hades
she
is her uncle?
probably,
No,
um,
that means she does a lot of drugs.
yeah, yeah. That should be her primary directive. Well, it is. Okay, and then Matt Jennings right after her said, "How many times a day is it normal to poop?"
7 actually. That's a pretty commonly asked question. It's 7.
Yeah, well, Chris, I'm glad you've encountered all these queries, um, and that you have had an appropriate answer. Um,
7. I believe it's 7.
Chris, you should get paid for this. Just go sign up.
no kidding, you can make some bank, dude. Um,
But Robin, but this is so the silly part about this is a very common like common sense question, basic human biology. But who's teaching people these things anymore?
who's what?
Who's teaching people these things anymore? Right? Like I think that's a fair question. It's a very stupid question, but I think
Um,
it's just something that nobody talks about when you're a kid, right? Like no one is the education system is not telling you these basic things about yourself.
and nor is it learned in the home.
No, no, absolutely not.
Um, boy, when I grew up, fuck, um, we, d- d- when I grew up, there were standards. Ladies got dressed up to go to the market, to the store, and okay, uh, w- I guess you'd call it sexist back then. Ladies did the marketing, the moms, the wives, the girl, yeah, they wore stockings, and back then it was stockings with seams, and you had to have a mirror. A lot of ladies had a mirror down on the floor tip so you could check to see if your seams were straight. You, they went to the store like that was when I was a little kid, and there were dinner times back then. There was a point in the day when everybody had dinner around the table, uh, and you could talk about and there were like curfews and there were rules, and hey, don't spit in public, just basic shit. And then, and boy, over the years, that just somehow got lost. I'm not saying it was good, but it's good to learn stuff and follow rules and learn about.
You know what? One of the things I encounter where I work too, sometimes you'd be surprised the amount of kids or new young recruits and stuff that ask, well, what's the right color of my piss? Like if I'm out in the field and
Oh,
stuff, what should my urine look like? And it's amazing the amount of times that you have to tell them, if it's clear, you're hydrated. If it's not, you're not. Okay.
yeah. Hey, and these kids obviously have never been to Burning Man. Where if your pee is brown, you're dehydrated.
You're dying, yeah.
Always bring water to Burning Man, you guys.
Yeah,
Good
but
point.
it's silly. But no, I know what you mean. I've seen ridiculous things there, like, if I touch the bus door, am I gonna get AIDS from someone that I think might have AIDS? And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah, and you know what? With everything available to us right now, I mean, you can learn anything, you can find out anything on the internet. It's just, a mouse click away, and you can learn anything, but people know less now
But that's the
than
problem,
they
Robin, that you
ever
can
used
find
to.
anything,
Hmm.
including the stupid shit that's not true.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, I think we've made it too easy. We've
Hmm.
made it too easy, so we're not hungry for it. But I
That is
remember,
true.
as a kid, the library was a half mile away from where I lived. I walked to that library over and over. I would, bring home as many books as I could carry, and I devoured stuff. You could always look stuff up at the library, and I think if you have to put action into learning stuff, it sticks. If you
Hmm.
have to go that extra little bit of effort, to find out something, it sticks. Nothing sticks these days because it's too easy. We don't have to learn. We don't have to activate those brain cells.
Robin, I
And
have a friend, and this is super relevant to this. So yesterday he texted me and he said, "Hey, do you know anything about the new business that Elon Musk is investing in Canada?" And I'm like, "What?"
mm,
He's like, "Yeah, apparently Elon Musk is coming to Canada and he's gonna invest in this big fucking thing and stuff." And I'm like, "Where did you see that?" I haven't heard anything. The last thing I heard about Elon Musk in Canada is that he was happy that they're increasing the number of Tesla charging stations for his vehicles, right? Whatever.
whoa.
So, and so I told him, well, send me the information because I don't know. That sounds like bullshit to me. But again, I might be missing it, right? So he sends me the picture, and it's a ridiculous fucking photo, obviously photoshopped. Sort of
Aw,
like a scam, kind of like, hey, you want to learn about this new thing?
mm,
Click here. He's like, hey, have you heard about this? And I'm like, before you ask me, why didn't you go? Number one, there's places where you can check what his companies are investing in. There's press
yeah.
releases. There's the investors page at the website. No, you know what? I just I don't know. I don't know how those things work. I'm like, it's so fucking simple.
It,
There are filings that have to be made where you can check if a company has been registered or not. There's so many sources. You could have gone to Bloomberg. Oh, what is Bloomberg?
up,
And again, I'm not saying this is, but my God, it's just the fact that he took a little picture that it looks super obviously fake. Asking him to click there, and maybe he could be part of that project. It's just it amazes me how people fall for this
yeah.
thing
Well, and we have too much information. We have,
way too much.
and it's minute by minute, 24 hours a day. I mean, you can plug into the internet, and and then there's Twitter where people retweet and retweet and retweet tweet uh, stuff, and they don't even bother to check it out to
No,
see if
nobody does.
nobody does. Boy,
But that's why I have to go to Quora and ask how many times do I have to poop. So that's normal.
I know. Desperate measures for desperate times.
And so I wonder. So if I start seeing different answers, like Chris will say 7, and then someone else will be like, no, I'm a medical doctor, 3.5.
And then I jump in, being your granny, saying you should poop as many times a day as you have meals.
So 7.
Ta-da.
So I'm saying 7.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, aren't you a unicorn? Special.
I think the healthy, like maybe you shouldn't worry as if you're at least doing 2 bowel movements a
Yeah,
day. You're
every
good.
day. Just poop every day, you guys. Don't worry beyond just pooping every day. Doesn't matter how many times. Poop
And then
every day.
it makes you wonder if this person was either shitting way too much
Or hadn't pooped in a week. Yeah.
like, holy, it's been 15 times now.
That's how Elvis died, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, Robin, but this guy is on his 15th shit. And instead of thinking, maybe I should go to the doctor, he's thinking, I'm gonna go to Quora and I'm gonna start there.
Right? That's funny. Yeah, he came to Quora for his medical issues.
Well, at least it wasn't Reddit.
Doing. Or Reddit, yeah.
At least you didn't go to Reddit and figure it out.
Oh, God.
This is probably what Shani is doing. I got his mammogram, and you have an idea what this is.
Oh, God. Yeah.
What does stage 5 cancer look like in a 500-pound woman?
God.
Stage 5?
Or whatever,
Okay.
stage 1,
I think
2, whatever she's
that's
looking
I
for.
think that's in the crypt. Stage 5, I think you're already turning into human jerky. That stage 5 thing. Okay. Oh, here's the next thing I just scrolled down on in Quora. Here's the question.
I want to hear this.
How do you politely tell someone that you don't want to give them money when they ask to borrow some?
You go to the comment section in YouTube and tell them to fuck off.
Or just the 2-letter answer. No. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. How do you
You just politely decline.
Politely decline. Yeah. I think I would say no.
Yeah, I think so too.
If
I don't think I have to go to the internet to Quora to know that if that happens, I can just say, you know what? I can't right now.
Hold on 1 second, but let me ask Quora quick. 1 second.
And then starts reading it 7 times. Oh no, wait, this is the wrong question.
I was expecting something else. Give me another one.
Magic 8 Ball 7 times.
Yeah.
That's too funny. Oh, okay. Sid Vitch just said I'm out. Rose Moon, hi over there. I'm looking at the chat. Queen of Spade, hi. I'm having a fabulous day. Queen of Spade, are you? How are you doing, Chris?
Well, let's ask Quora. How can you have a fabulous day?
How can you have a fabulous day? Okay. Okay, Mario Heat, if you sign up and I will be one of your followers.
And you know what? I'll get paid to tell them go to Robin's YouTube channel.
And then I'll get paid because I'll tell them to do my buy me a bad habit fund.
Yeah, or go support the what is their channel called now where they're covering their faces? I forgot.
Oh God, what is it? Losers never win or
Yeah, something like that. Go there and have a fabulous day. Laughing at
yeah.
them.
If anybody watching knows that, yeah, go look, and they Isn't there a way in PayPal, like Rev Dude at PayPal?
Oh
Isn't there
yeah,
a
there
way
you
you
go.
can go in there and ask for money instead of giving them money?
You request money, I think. I think in Cash App you can, anyways.
Cash App, I think Rev Dude or something. Cash App, you can go in and just ask him for $10
Yeah.
instead of giving him money. People have done that. In fact, Rev commented.
Do you guys think that if for some miracle of whatever gods are out there, Rev comes onto money again, let's say $1 million, do you think he's gonna be as humble and as nice as he's being right now, or are they gonna go back to
Oh hell no!
peasants? We are here at whatever restaurant spending $300 at Walmart and you can't afford it. He he he.
Well, except okay, I want to alter that. They will get it from their mattress on the floor. They'll have it delivered. They won't go out. How could they go out? Jeez.
Well, she can. From what I heard, she can walk. She's just it's part of the
Well,
whole
of
act.
course she can. Uh, yeah. Okay, so I'm looking here over on Quora.
Yeah, let's look at another one.
Yeah. Okay, I'm scrolling down. Oh, the Harkles. You guys. Oh, you probably don't even have an interest in this, but Meghan Markle and Harry the Prince, the disgraced prince, I followed that. I eat that shit up. Oh, okay, here's one. Kim Ellis Lane on Quora asks a question. My 16-year-old son slept at a sleepover with 3 other girls. How do I explain to him what he did was wrong? These can't be real.
Well, number one, Mother of the Year. Number two, what is there's no nuance there. What is it that he did that was wrong?
What did he do? Well, because somebody had to give that 16-year-old kid permission.
Well, but if they were just sleeping, isn't that what happened with Michael Jackson and that kid? They were just sleeping in the same bed.
Oh, God, that's just, that whole, the Michael Jackson thing will probably come out in maybe another 10 years.
It already came out, but no one accepted it. Remember those guys who went to Oprah? Not too long ago, like what was it, like 2-3 years ago?
And they told that he grabbed their little weenies or
They
what?
confirmed everything, and they even had a documentary on was it HBO? I don't know if Chris is familiar with it. Can't remember. But they went.
I have heard that people have come out.
Yeah, and still nobody believes because it's hard to believe that Michael Jackson was doing that. A lot of people see him as a victim, But at the end of the day, I wasn't there, so I can't really confirm it either. I have to be fair with you. But the whole argument was that they never did anything sexual. They just he was sleeping in the bed and the kid was sleeping in the carpet, like on the floor, and they was just having a sleepover.
Uh, but you know what? Even if there may not have been any intimate stuff, that's still not regular. You know,
But
that's
I mean, if someone
you don't
came
do
to
that.
Chris and asked him, "Hey, can I take my kid out to the ranch for the weekend?" He's gonna sleep on his own. I'll sleep in the bed, but we'll be sharing the same room. By the way, I'm super famous. Oh yeah, no worries. Take him for the weekend.
Oh,
have
well,
fun.
Yeah.
you know what? There's that thing. Um, Michael Jackson's young friends were always from single family households. Always. I mean, always, always, always. No exceptions. Prove me wrong, you guys. It was all, there was just a mom. And you know, these kids probably were dazzled. I can't imagine a better time
No, sure,
than to
Robin. But as a parent, you're the one who has to say fuck and no. It's
Right.
like, how do you politely tell Michael Jackson not to take your children?
you don't say no, and especially because there is some compensation involved. And there was
That's what I mean. And
always,
so the same with
always,
this stupid
always.
mom is like, how do you tell them? Well, first of all, are you talking about literally just sleeping as friends? Because their kids are kids, right? Sometimes they don't really know what they're doing. Was
No,
it just sleepover? Were they actually fucking each other? And if they did, well, what is there more to it? Like, was there consent? Did he trick? I don't think this kid at 16 tricked 3 girls, but yeah, you never know.
uh, yeah, yeah.
But that's what is it like as a parent, you're so disconnected. You can't even talk to your kid and get the full answers. You have to go to the fucking Quora forums. Like, come on.
God. Uh, um, you know what? Okay, that's the difference between now and when I was raising my kids. Uh, my kids still refer to me as Perry Mason. Okay,
Holy.
that's an archaic phrase, you guys. Look it up who Perry Mason was.
Well, I know
Uh,
who he was. Yeah.
I did not, uh, you know, so, of course, there are incidents where you just let them slide. You know, you don't need to win every battle in the war of your parenting. Yeah,
Yes, you do.
but you know, my kids are older than you guys, and
Holy
they
shit.
still refer to me because, fuck, man, they were my kids, and yeah, I was up in their business. I I I knew everything, sort of everything they were doing, and they just I tried not to embarrass them too many times, but uh, you know, but parents aren't doing that kind of parenting I used to do.
But you
These,
know what too, Robin, and I see it with my. Well, you say I'm young. Yeah, maybe in relative terms, right? I
well,
do
and you're
have
very smart too. I gotta give you
no,
credit
but
where
I
I'm
do have
right.
people my age or younger that have kids, and the problem is these days you can't really be in their business because you're right, life has changed so much, and then they're usually a step ahead of you because now they have access to all this
Yeah.
technology where even people my age are
Yes,
falling
that's
behind.
the difference. That's the big difference. The electronics of it all.
They literally can look up in other places, not just Quora, how to hide shit from parents, how to do this,
Oh, sure.
Sure.
how to plan. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
I got a couple Quoras.
Okay, go.
Yes,
They're
bring it
very
on.
short. One has no answers. But I think this.
I love those. I love those.
I think this one is very important to everyone who's listening. But there's a user doesn't say their name. Can I hide a vape cart in my bra? No answers. No answers. No one's taking that.
Yeah, I would have a question. I'm raising my hand. Okay. are are are, are you, if you're a biological female, it's with the big bazongas. Uh, 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 uh. Boy, that's a loaded question.
I feel the answer is again 7.
It is 7, yes.
I think that's the answer. Everything just 7.
Just 7.
Whatever.
7.
7.
I'll go with 7. I'll join the gang. I am not one to go against the tide.
But this next question is kind of more interesting. Is and I think that there's some people out there who really need to hear this, have this answer question. How can I make $10 a day?
What are you, a dumbass?
I got that one word for we answered that question earlier.
And what's the username? Reb?
Maybe.
Revelation News TV?
Yeah.
That is a good question.
How can I make $10 a day?
There's answers on this. I just need to see if anyone else is saying. Nope, I can't figure that. I don't know. I'm using the app, and I don't never use this before. So
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever. That was a good one.
You know how he could do $10 a day? He could hide vape pens for other people for $10 a day.
These questions went back to back, so maybe that's the service he's trying to offer. It's like, I will hide your vapor cart in your bra for $10 a day. And the follow-up question to the first one. The question should ask, how many vape carts or vapes or carts can we put in a bra? Would be the better question.
Well, and give us her measurements too. Like, I don't know.
Well, that should be an important factor.
Well, like you could probably rob an entire store with like Shani's bra and get away with it.
Wow, yeah, you could disguise it as your massive fupa. Do you guys know what a fupa is?
No.
I do, and it is disgusting. So you could hide even more there.
Would you explain to Chris what a
Share the rest of
fupa
the class, please.
is?
The fupa is just like
It's
entity.
an acronym for fat.
Well, yes. What is
Yeah.
it? Fat upper what?
Fat upper
I forgot to.
pubic area.
Yes.
A
So it's this
fat
entity
upper
that
pu-
lives within the end of your very big stomach, and it's kind of like a fat bridge between that and your crotch, I guess. And-
Yeah, I
and for
don't
women-
really understand. Okay, too much information. When I was a fat lady, I weighed close to 200 pounds. I'm back down to 124, y'all, in case you want to know. But when I was a big person, when I'd sit on the john, my stomach would lay on my thighs. I know, God, I'd look down and here would be, when I was a tiny little girl, I could look down and see my pubosity, but there was a point where I looked down and all I could see was my big gut laying on my thigh. I think that's a fupa.
Yeah, like you can't see anything after that, right? Like
no.
it's like a second belly. It's its own thing. It's disgusting.
It has a life of its own. It grows legs and it takes over your entire life. Yeah. Yeah.
But Shani has fupe, which is multiple ones.
Fuperosity. Yeah, that's all that overhanging stuff.
All right, I didn't know that had a name.
Yeah, fupa.
Didn't know that had a name.
Fatty under pubic.
Absolutely
I lost
disgusting thing.
Yeah, yeah. And Mario, you and Chris are still relatively young men. So the females you might be associated with don't have that.
No, I generally try to avoid all that nonsense.
You'll be
y-
surprised.
no, don't. I don't even want to know. Okay. Okay. Okay, so um
See, that would be a good question for Cora. How do I get rid of my fupa?
It probably already is a question.
best oh, I'm sure it is, and it's always surgery.
Yep.
It's always the medical industrial complex, making bucks off your angst about your fupa. Yeah. Um, so I'm scrolling down on Quora. Boys, I think they only send me the bombastic things on.
Yeah, everything's pretty mild on my end too.
I know. How boring. What a dumb topic we made this show about.
It was
Oh,
well intentioned. I'll be better prepared next time.
oh, me too. Well, I thought
We'll
I
do
would
part
be.
2. Yeah, so did I. This is gonna be easy.
Super easy, yeah.
But no,
Yes,
they're pretty mild questions in here.
I know. I'm still scrolling
Yep.
on. Oh, okay. Wait. Here's one. This
Oh.
caught my attention just now. Brian Ellis says, I'm 25 years old, unemployed, and living in my mom's basement. I already told her that since I didn't ask to be born, I will
Oh
not do
shit.
anything for her. But she's saying she's going to kick me out anyway. Why is she being this way? I think this is a robot question. This can't be real.
So his question was not how do I get a job, how do I get out of my
No,
basement. No,
no.
it's just why is she being mean?
Why? Yeah, why is please explain her behavior.
Yeah, so because I guess he's gonna take action from there, like,
Or something. Okay. Up until this last 20 years, every kid that I ever knew in every household could hardly wait till they turned either 18 or became the college graduate. You wanted to get out of your parents' house now. I could hardly wait to be a grown up. I could hardly wait to take on all the shit that, I bought it. I could hardly wait. When I was 18, I left my mom's house and I had my own apartment. I had a job. I supported myself at 18. Well, I'd been working since I was 15. Well, before that babysitting. But I got my Social Security stuff started when I was 15, and I could hardly wait to be a grown up. You know, that was my badge of my existence, to be a grown up. I don't see any of that happening with any of the younger folks now.
well, no, there is, but there's also some of them
There
that
are
only
so few now.
they don't grow up, they grow out, and then they go beg on the internet. It's just
Boy. Phew. Yeah, yeah, the people living, I'm sure there were always those people, who never left home and stuff, but, they weren't any of my friends.
which honestly is fine. I think that as long as you are at least paying your rent and at least helping there in the house, and at least you have some sort of job, I guess that's fine.
Right.
It's up to you, really. You're an adult, right? If you really want to live with your parents still, I that's fine, I guess. But
Yeah, my adult children flew out on their own. at a really young age, and now they're both successful. They have government jobs, pensions.
Right. The problem I think is when you live with your parents at home and stuff, and you're not doing shit but playing video games and stuff, and you just really don't even have a job, like nothing. You're just there existing.
Yeah.
And not
And-
only that, then they get bitching like, "Mom, why didn't you pay the internet? Mom, why didn't you do this? Oh, I don't like this kind of food." Like,
I
holy
know,
shit.
still being little kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have some friends whose adult children in their 30s. They left home intermittently. They tried things. They came back, and now here are these 4 people sharing the same house. The kids are in their 30s. I don't even think they pay rent. I didn't know anybody like that when I was
But
young.
things happen too, Robin. Like it's harder, and this is where I kind of give like, whatever you want to call it, devil's advocate or whatever it is.
Well, you're
Sometimes
cutting
you
slack.
Huh?
You're cutting some slack.
No, I'm not cutting some slack, but back in the day, it was probably easier to buy a house than it is now. And let's be honest, having a job that actually pays you to get out of the house in certain, especially cities and stuff, I don't know. I wouldn't blame someone. Excuse me. For example, here in Ottawa or Toronto or something like that, living with your parents is probably the only option you have. And I've known professionals with a serious job that can't afford to buy a house right now. So I guess that's why I'm saying those would be like exceptions.
Sure.
But when you're at home and you're there because you want to, and you don't want to do anything, you left high school and that was it for you. I don't know.
Yeah, times are different. Times are hard. We have all been through a global trauma. All of us, in every single way, in every aspect of our lives. So yeah, I should. Okay, I recant. I don't mean to criticize. I was only comparing the way it was with me to the way it is now, and I need to cut some slack regarding the choices there are now and the options, and boy, are they limited.
Right, but this champ here on your Quora question does sound like the kind of guy that is like, hey, why is my mom not being my mom anymore? Like, come on. When I was 10-year-old, she wouldn't be like this.
Yeah.
Yes, we can ridicule the part of that question, but not everyone who lives in their parents' basement, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes the kids who live with their parents support their parents.
Sure. Especially like that.
Yeah, they wouldn't be online asking like, hey, why is she mad at me?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I'm trying to find a good one to wrap this up. You guys, I'm scrolling down. Boy, Quora, once you get on the Quora site, and I never have until now, it's pretty fucking boring. But they only send me the bombastic ones.
The good ones.
Okay. All right. Here's my last offering. And if you guys have a last offering, I'll give you a chance. But me first. Okay. Markman says, I don't know if this is a fellow or a lady person or all those pronouns, doesn't matter. Okay. How can I get my husband to realize looking at naked woman in our marriage hurts me? He doesn't seem to care and ignores my feelings all the time. Okay, I got to respond to this first.
All right, go ahead.
It's a thing of life, girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever you are. They'll look at other things. It's like once you buy a car, you start assessing everyone else's car of that sort. It doesn't mean you want to drive it or buy it. Yeah, come. Jeez.
It's called being human.
It's being human, y'all. I look at stuff. Yeah. Don't we all? Yeah. Come on. How
No,
can
not
I
me.
get
Perfect
my
saint
husband-
right here. Perfect saint right here.
Yeah. She wants to know that him looking at other things hurts her. Suck it up, Buttercup. Yeah. Oh, wait. No, I have one more.
No, she found another one.
What should I do if I hear strange noises coming from my parents' bedroom?
Investigate.
And then it goes on to say, I heard mom and dad in their bedroom when I was 14. Dad was laughing his head off. And then this kid burst the door open because his dad, I'm stopping this. I don't even want to know anymore.
Well, it depends.
Well, no, I
If
need to know, but now we need to know.
you're- yeah, like
Oh, well,
It's all right, Robin.
no.
well,
And besides, I
you know
kept
what?
scrolling.
It depends. If you're Von Helton, you go and investigate, and if she's dying, you just look at her and just let her die.
And take whatever's in her freezer and
Yeah.
go back home. Yeah.
Actually, that's what you do.
And then just, hey, that's how she used to live in the 1920s. So I think she's fine. And just
Yeah,
continue
she's-
on with your life.
She's on the floor with the pillows and her blankets pulled off the bed. Oh, I thought she just wanted to sleep on the floor.
Everyone
Yeah.
says I sleep on the floor. It's great. Great for the back.
Oh, there's something wrong with you, Chris.
Hardwood's the best.
Oh, now I really know there's something wrong with you. Yeah,
Well, there's several.
but if you're gonna choose to be kinky, choose high quality flooring.
Nah, man.
No, I think that's
Hardwood or
part of the
nothing.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm done. Do you guys have any more chorus? If not, we're gonna.
I have
close.
one last one.
Okay.
You got one. Perfect.
Can a baby get pregnant if you have sex during pregnancy?
That is a classic Quora question. That is
Absolutely. That's like your poster Quora question.
that is a good finish up, Mario. Thanks. That is
You.
okay. I'm closing out my Quora tab. I am so done. I'm so disappointed in Quora.
And you know what? One of the variations of that question, just the last one, would be like, is that how twins are made?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
That's how it happens. They don't talk about it. No one talks about this, but that's exactly how.
Nobody talks about it. It's in the dark web. You could probably find it in the dark web.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck with it.
Oh, you guys, we've been on for an hour and a half.
Holy, yeah.
Yeah, where'd the time go? Gentlemen, I love you both so fucking much. Thank you so much for showing up. Everybody in the chat, thank you for showing up. I think we have like 5 watching. Yeah, couple
Yeah,
of
I feel
stalkers.
bad for those people, but
Me too. Sorry, guys.
yeah.
Oh,
My
yeah.
apologies.
Yeah. Oh, fuck them. Yeah. So thank you, gentlemen. If you want to hang out after, stick around, but I'm going to end the broadcast. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Omaro's Moon, Prairie Queen, Sidvich. I think Sidvich left.
He loved video, yeah.
Boy. And we have a massive 5 people watching right now. 3 of them are us. Okay, see you guys. I'm going.
I do have to go, Robin. I'll see you next next time.
Next time, thank you for showing up. It's been a long time.
Yeah,
Thanks,
no,
Mario.
yeah, no problem, Chris.
Okay, see you guys.
See you.
Okay, so I'm gonna do. Okay, bye, sweetheart.